So maybe you've been thinking about selling higher priced items on Amazon. If that's the case for you, then you're going to want to stick around for this video because I actually sold this backpack that you see here for $320. But the question is going to be for you is how much money did I actually make on that? It's going to be a powerful video, so stick around because what we're going to be considering are the following questions. What selling method did I use? Was it FBA? Was it merchant fulfilled? How much did I sell the item for? How much did I pay for the item? How long did it take for me to actually sell the product? What fees did I have to pay? And what was my return on investment? These are some of the things that you're going to want to be able to consider to really see, do you want to get into high ticket items and what's really going on with that? And if you stick around, we've got a bonus question from my sidekick. And also, we've got a surprise for everybody. And even my sidekick, this is going to be a surprise for her. So stick around. This is what to sell on Amazon. I'm Horace. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, working class hustlers? This is Horace, also known as La Machine, and this channel is What to Sell on Amazon, where we talk all things selling on Amazon, primarily using the arbitrage business model. And as usual, I have my lovely sidekick. She's the lovely Miss Karen. Say hello to the working class hustlers of America and all across the globe.
Hello.
Thanks for joining. Guys, we're going to jump right in. So remember those things that we were going to consider. This is going to be important for you if you're considering higher ticket items. So the first thing we're going to look at is actually what was the item?
What's the bonus question? I don't know what the bonus question is.
Well, you have to stick around for that.
Okay.
So you're seeing my screen, right?
I am seeing it. Yes.
Okay, hustlers. So here we are on Amazon, and what you can see is this Gregory Mountain Products women's Diva, I guess it is Diva 70 backpack. And you might be wondering, okay, where did I find the product? Sourcing is a big part of this. And I use the software Tactical Arbitrage. So this is how I found the item. If you want to learn how to use that software, it's wonderful. We've got an entire series of videos to help you with that. Links are in the description. But then the next question becomes, okay, how much did I pay for the item? So here, actually, let's just go down the line. What selling method did I use? I actually went merchant fulfill on this item. Okay. And that's going to be important as we can continue to consider the points. Okay. How much did I sell it for? And how much did I pay for the item? We can cover both of those questions. Why? Because I use the software Inventory Lab. If I can get to the right screen here. Okay. So inside, this is the reason why I like the software Inventory Lab, because then you can look back and you've got everything right in front of you. And we've got videos about Inventory Lab as well. I like it. And so does Karen. All right. So here's what I love. We're inside of Inventory Lab, and under inventory, I can come down to merchant fulfilled and I can see, where did I buy the item? Sunnysports.com. How much did I pay with tax? I paid $190.75. When did I purchase it? Remember, this is important. How long did we sit on the item? I bought it back in August of 2022. So let's see, what else do we need? So now we can kind of look at how long it took for me to sell the item. Now, the next thing we got to consider is, what fees did I pay? Okay, hustlers. So we're inside of my Seller Central account. And what you can see I actually paid in fees, I paid $48. Then if you come over to where I shipped the item, so you can see with insurance, and I insured it up to the amount that I paid, my shipping was $13.11. So then all of that to be said, so the next question is, what kind of return on investment did we get? Now, all I did was go to Google and type in return on investment calculator. And I just clicked on this calculator.net. I put the amount invested, which includes the cost I paid for the product, the fee that Amazon charged me, plus the shipping. That came out to $251.86. The amount returned is what Amazon what the product sold for. $319.99. Okay. So that gave us a return on investment of 27%. And what is that? $68.13. So that's not bad, guys. If you follow the channel, you do know that I'm happy with a 20% return on investment. However, there's a couple of Miss Karen had a question for us that you might find interesting. What if I had sold the product FBA, right? Because if I had sold it FBA, remember, how long did it sit there? Remember, guys, let's go back. Okay.
Of
Let's
course, we can't know how long it would have sat necessarily in FBA, but let's just say same amount of time.
yeah, let's just say. Now remember, we bought it towards the middle of August. We're going to count August. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't sell it until March the 1st. Now, I want to show you guys something because the question becomes, okay, what type of fees do you pay? So watch this. All I did was type in storage fees. If you want to know what the fees are, okay, you can go right into your Seller Central account, look it up. Now, not the dangerous goods, but non-dangerous. Now, this is going to be an oversized product. It's a pretty big backpack, okay? Now, the way their fees are structured, it depends on the period. Okay, you'll notice from October to December, you're going to pay more per cubic foot. Now, how do we come up with the cubic feet on this item? Okay, this is going to be interesting, hustlers. So follow me. Here's what I did. I went to the revenue calculator, right? I just typed it in Google. And here's what you can see. You can see the dimensions 28 by 15 by 11 inches. So what we're going to do is get the cubic inches, right? So all I did was, again, Google cubic inches calculator. Put those dimensions in there, and that gave me the cubic inches. But we need to convert that to cubic feet. So we found something to convert. So what we're looking at is 2.38. You could round that up if you want it, but 2.38 cubic feet. Okay. So now watch what I did here. Okay, hustler. So what I did was I've given you a breakdown here. So from the time we bought it, from August to September, had we gone FBA, we would have had to send this in and we would have started paying storage fees. So from August to September, we would have paid $2.68. Then in the fourth quarter, from October until December, we would have incurred $9.99. And then there was another period from January to February, another 268, right? So you had 2 months, 3 months, 2 months. That would have sat around and it would have cost us $15.35. So now,
Wow.
again, another thing. Okay, hustlers. So we're back into Inventory Lab using a feature called Scout, which is under research. And we went here so that we can kind of look and see what it would have cost us if we had gone uh, FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon. All we do is flip that switch. Okay. And right here, you can see, and this is not including what it would have cost us to get it into the warehouse. Now, in my experience, because I'm not going to send something like this in bulk, products like this tend to go to weird warehouses, not the warehouse that you would typically send to. So I would say easily, I'm going to estimate $3 per to get them in. Uh, Maybe even more. I'm saying if I was sending in, I probably wouldn't just send one or two. For something like this, I would have to send enough to make it worthwhile. So we'll just figure it at that. However, you're at $29.55, and then you have to factor in that storage that we looked at. Okay, hustler. So here you can see, as we found out looking over in Inventory Lab, our profit would have been $29.55 had we done it FBA. But then you've got to take out that 1535 storage fee. Okay, and then that would leave you with a profit of 1420. Plus, you got to consider the cost to get it to the center. Okay, so what I would say, and I'm just going to kind of estimate, you're left with 1420. Okay, hustlers. So now you see the figures in the ROI calculator based upon whether or not, well, if we had gone FBA, and that's including all of those months worth of storage, okay, we would have had about the same. I mean, we're in the same, same bracket. Might be a little bit more, I think. Given that, Karen, what would you say we want to talk about as far as trying to decide whether or not we would have gone FBA versus merchant fulfilled?
So I think part of the consideration, or a big part of the consideration, would have been when you were doing your initial research, whether or not your guesstimate was that this item was going to move quickly or not so quickly. And if you have any doubt about whether or not the item is going to be a fast turn, then it's certainly prudent to consider FBM, especially when the return is so close. It could have taken even longer to sell, in which case with FBA, you are going to start chipping away at your returns. And in a few more months, if you had to hold for say 3 more months, then there could have been a loss of revenue as a result of going FBA. But a lot really depends on how quickly an item you think it will move. And of course, we don't know if it had been offered FBA, if it would have gone quicker. You don't know. It's all part of the evaluation process. And you just
True.
give it your best guesstimate.
True. Those are excellent points. And that kind of makes me think, okay, we set on this product. Number one, pay attention, hustlers. Amazon is on this listing, and I knew that they were on it. So I don't shy away from that, but I knew it was probably going to take a little bit longer You never know, because Amazon will push your product out. Their main mission is to move the product for the cheapest price possible. So if you can give a better price, they don't mind letting you blow through your inventory. They're going to get theirs.
Mhm.
Number two, it took roughly 7 months to sell that product. That means we went through Q4 and it did not sell. Typically, I would tell you your sales will increase during Q4. That maybe just wasn't as popular a product, or maybe there was some other competition. I don't remember how many sellers were on there. There weren't that many. But, for you to sit on, like I said, hustlers, remember, I said I wouldn't send just one in. I would have sent multiple. Well, now you're talking about more cubic feet. You're talking about more fees that you're going to incur. So these are things to think about when you're looking at your higher ticket items. Do they sell? Yes, we proved that. But how much money did you really make? What was your real return on investment? So I'm happy with that return on investment, but you gotta think. And guys, I just like to be realistic. Okay. You gotta think about 7 months of that money being tied up. Maybe there's an opportunity cost that I paid, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, you might look and say, okay, well, you didn't incur storage fees because I merchant fulfilled. That means it sat in my basement. I didn't pay anybody storage fees, but the money that I spent on the inventory was tied up.
Mhm.
That's an opportunity cost, isn't it? And guess what? I got a surprise. Is everybody ready for the surprise?
I don't know.
No. You better be ready. You ready?
Come with it. Come on with it.
All right.
Oh boy. I may regret this, I think. I don't know.
Because sometimes somebody will spend $320, right?
Sometimes.
And sometimes they'll send that product back.
Oh
So
no!
no, you wanted a surprise, you're gonna get one. Because I
No.
didn't even open it. No.
Tell me it's not so.
No.
Oh
I didn't even
no.
open the box. I didn't even open it. I was waiting. I
Oh
was
no.
saving it just for you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
No.
Now, hopefully, if this is that backpack, it is in pristine condition. We're all going to find out together what's
So you
in
mean
the
they
surprise
might have took it on a trip? They might have went camping and then turned around and said, "I don't want it no more."
Right.
Okay.
Oh boy. Looks pretty good, maybe, I think. It's great. The tags are still there. Okay. All right. You can send that back. I'm glad you find it comical.
When you've been in hustlers, when you've been in business as long as we are, remember, we're 2 6-figure sellers. Part of business is returns. Now, let's talk about this.
No.
Let's talk about this. This leads us to a whole nother segment. If you want to sell high ticket items, you will have returns. Am I right?
It's correct. It's true.
When a person is spending $300, there is a chance that they might experience what we call buyer's
remorse.
Tell us, Miss Karen, what exactly is buyer's remorse?
It's when you go ahead and click the button and pay for it and have it shipped to you, and in the interim, you realize I can't afford a $300 backpack. I need to go to Target and find one for $19.99 to do the same thing. And that's what it is.
And let me show you what Amazon did for the customer.
or your partner or someone you know says, if you don't get rid of that, you that's not staying here.
You better send that thing back. We
Right.
ain't got the money for that.
We don't have
Shoot.
money for that.
We got 3 kids to feed.
Right.
I don't know what kind of camping you think you gonna do. You going in the backyard.
Right.
But let me show you. Let me show you what Amazon did for the customer. Okay, because they love their customers.
So, and they charge you to send it back to you, right?
That's what I'm about to see. You stole my thunder.
Did I see your thunder?
Okay, you see this line right here, and mind you, didn't take that long, did it? They ordered it on the second, or at least the money was released on the second. By the fourth, this is what Amazon did. Amazon allowed them to print their own postage, and then they charged me $10.14. Now, mind you, that's actually cheaper than what I paid when I shipped it, but I included insurance. I don't know if Amazon was really worried about insuring the product.
I don't think so.
So now, here we go, hustlers. Here we go. Now, remember what I told you how much I paid for the product? Yeah, well, that ain't the same no more, is it? At this point, I am in it for the original cost plus another $10. You see?
Yes.
And I still got the product. Now, I didn't have to share that now, did I? I could have just talked about how we sold the product for,
that's the reality.
$320.
That's the truth.
I'm not going to do that, guys. I love you too much, and I have nothing to hide. This is
That's
business.
the truth.
I've always wanted you to have a realistic idea about what business is all about. It doesn't matter if you're on Amazon. It doesn't matter what you're actually selling or providing. This is business. You're going to have to deal with that, but we have fun with it. And again, I'm a six-figure seller. I can afford to deal with the rigors of business. Yeah. But I thought you'd like that.
Well, if I may be Miss Sunshine for just a moment, what I would say is, there is a possibility that exists. It doesn't always happen, but every once in a while, you do get lucky. And if it's returned in pristine condition, you can send it back to the warehouse, or you can restock it in your inventory. And sometimes there's a chance that prices have gone up in the interim.
Actually, it did in that particular case. Yes.
Okay. So then you can recoup some of your extra expense that way. Sometimes, not always, because sometimes the price would have gone down. And then you're really in deep.
Because I sold mine for $319.99, and it's up to almost $330 now. So
okay,
but yeah, guys, I thought you might get a kick out of that. And for those of you who might be wondering, I also pulled up. Let's see. If you want to read along, where it says, if you refund a customer order for which you have already received payment, Amazon will refund you the amount of the referral fee you paid for the items. Just in case you were wondering, okay, how does that work? They will give you that referral fee back. How soon you get it back? Well, that Amazon will determine that.
Yeah.
But should be on the next cycle. So
yeah.
Oh, and by the way, if you're getting value from this video, please do us a favor. Hit the thumbs up. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss this type of content. Also, we encourage you to leave comments. We are a family, which you are now a part of, the Working Class Hustlers. We love to hear from you.
Mhm.
Anything that you want to talk about. Maybe we missed something. Maybe there's something that we should have brought out and you want to help us by adding value. Leave a comment. Let us know how we can do better. If we didn't answer all of your questions or there's something that sparked your interest, please leave a comment. We do respond to those. And something else.
I have a question for the viewers.
Okay. So let's get connected, guys. If you need any help from either myself or the lovely Miss Karen, text the words working class hustler to the number on your screen. We do actually offer coaching and consulting, and you don't get one of us, you actually get both. So if you're interested in that, same number, just let us know through text. This is a real number, guys, not a, no robot, no AI. It's me. At the present time, there is a waiting list, so you're going to want to get your free consultation. It's absolutely free if you're interested, and we can get you in the queue because you got to remember, this is what we always say. We don't make our money teaching what we do. we actually make our money doing what we teach.
Mhm.
So by that, I mean, Karen and I both have our own Amazon businesses to run. Okay. You need to know that. That's significant. We're doing this and we're showing real, you know, real life events, what's going on. So if you need help, that's great. But just remember, we're actually doing this, so we're quite busy. And on that note, Karen, you had a question for the working class hustlers.
Yes, I just wonder. I thought this was great to highlight exactly sort of how you get from $319 down to what was it, 28 or
27, 28, yeah.
27 or $28. And I am wondering if those who are watching this video were as shocked as I was, even though I've been selling as long as I have, that wait, we started all the way at 319, then you end up with $28. Now, in reality, it was a good solid return, but I think it comes as a shock that you could have such a high price item and your return be so little, relatively speaking. And I know for me as a seller, I really had to get over thinking about how much how much is charged on Amazon, and really just focus on what is the amount that I'm going to get.
Yeah, excellent. And also, let's see, we paid 13.11 to get it shipped. Even when you're using your tools, you know, you figure what they were showing was a profit of $68.13. And, that sounds pretty good, you know, but when you actually get down to it, those numbers can be a little different. So,
Right. But at the same time, I think, Horace, you often give an example of, if you get your money back plus
mhm.
some additional money, you are coming out ahead. So we shouldn't be discouraged by the fact that it whittled down to the amount that it did, because
Yeah.
you got your money back plus an extra $28, or somewhere between 28 and 68 if you had sold it earlier. So that's pretty good, because
Mhm.
you're not going to get that in the stock market. You're certainly not going to get that in a passbook savings.
No.
So it really, you have to put it into perspective.
You really do. And oftentimes you'll also hear me talk in terms of, hey, look, think about these stores where you're walking in and sourcing. Stores, big box stores like Target and Walmart. And we love in this space, we love talking about scaling. Well, if you're gonna scale, uh, that's fun to imagine, you know, but when you actually get down to it, you gotta understand. Put it into perspective. When you walk into Walmart, what kind of returns do you think Walmart's really getting? Okay. Bed Bath and Beyond, all these other stores you're going into, Target. You gotta really understand. Some of you work jobs. Do you know how much return on investment your company is getting? You don't think about it because you ain't got to. You're getting a check every week. And if you actually did the research, you might be surprised to figure out how much your company is really making, and yet they can continue to give you a check on a consistent basis. So, and then again, to your point where I'm always talking about how much did you put out and how much did you get back? And I always break it down like, okay, if you put that $10 out on a product, you get that $10 back plus something else. Hustlers, we got to stop looking at individual items and we have to start looking at budgets. The money doesn't care how you break it down. The money says, hey, you put $1,000 out. Here's your $1,000 back plus 300. That's your 30%. The money doesn't care. Well, in this particular item, there was that. And in this position, the money says budget came out, budget came back plus. That's the way you got to start thinking, because here's what's going to happen. Hustlers, when you start thinking like that, so much opportunity is going to open up for you. Some of y'all not making I'm telling you, Karen can tell you, we talk to people all the time and they ain't doing nothing because they worried about everything being perfect and it's got to be this return on investment. You got to think budget wise. When you do that, you're not going to miss a lot of opportunities. We have people saying, oh, I can't find no products. Yes, you can. You're passing up stuff because you want everything to be a home run.
Yeah.
The teams that win the pennant do not hit home runs every time they go to bat.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to invest. I mean, just to highlight that point, you really do have to invest. And I think we talked about on a previous video, it does feel scary to invest because if you put out $1,000, that's a pretty big hunk of change, and you then get $300 back. Then your mind sort of thinks, well, my goodness, I put out $1,000. I'm only getting 300 back. No, you're getting back what you invested plus $300. And so if you want to have $5,000 return, how much do you have to invest? Now, math is not my strong suit, but I know it's more than $1,000. I know that it's a lot more than that.
Yeah. We've got videos where I've said, hey, look, I put out 6,000 this month to actually have, 15, 16, $17,000 in revenue. That's not profit.
Right.
I might put out, shoot, I've had months where I put out 10 grand and only got that 10 grand back plus another 3. It just depends.
Yeah.
But you sort of alluded to it. You have to, you gotta invest. And with that investment comes experience. Okay. You've got to get the time behind you. Guys, we were on a live private call yesterday with a young guy from Canada. And we were so impressed. If you're interested in ever going on our private Zoom calls, again, text the number on the screen and let us know that you'd like to be included, because if you don't, you're not going to get the invite. That's not something that we do on YouTube. But we were on a private call, and my point is this: you don't know where this business is going to lead you. You could find yourself in a particular category, subcategories that you never would have
Never
thought about,
imagine.
you
Never
know,
imagine. Yeah.
and you could be making money and nobody's even thinking about it because that's not the hot and sexy and exciting products. So
Yeah.
hope you get, did you have anything else before we go?
Nope.
All right. Well, hustlers, that's going to conclude this video. So thanks a lot again. Make sure you share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave comments, contact us if you need us, and we will see you in the next video.
Indeed.